Application security tooling in 2026 is dead. There was an announcement Friday by Claude Code Security where they have now created a security scanner. I'm Charlie. I'm a chief information security officer. I've been in cybersecurity at a whole range of different organizations, mostly in finance for over the last 10 years, and I've built DevSecOps and AppSec teams. I've used a lot of this tooling, and a lot of this tooling is now gonna go. Most of the major players, the likes of Snyk, most SAST scanners, most third-party dependency scanners are going to also go because they're purely rules-based. And what I mean by that is they look at rules rather than reasoning. Now, Friday, Claude came up with their own version of a security scanning tool, which I don't think is going to work because everyone in the security industry doesn't agree actually having a security tool that writes the code, then marks the tool's homework. So I don't think Claude's going to work, but they came up with a very good concept. And so have these guys. Arco has just been released that does the same thing, but this does it in the IDE, whereas actually Claude are going to be doing it after you commit in GitHub repos. So Arco, for example, is a free tool. It actually scans. It's not rule-based SAST scanning. It's reasoning. It's DevSecOps reasoning. So when you're building your applications, and you can like download it in the marketplace, in Cursor, Visual Studio Code, wherever you want it, and it will generate you. It will look at all your project structures. It will reason. It will understand your app, what it does. It threat models. It tells you the scenarios you should worry about. And then it gives you an actual practical score. You get a percentage score. You can fix it with AI with one click. Like this tooling like this is going to be really good because you need the tooling to be independent of the code generation. So for example, you're not allowed to do an external pen test really internally. It has to be done by third parties that are independent. Same thing with this. Regulators are not going to allow companies like Claude or even ChatGPT and OpenAI, for example, marking their own homework and doing their own code scanning. So it's not going to work. But the reasoning side is true. And Arco is the first tool that actually does true reasoning, whereas the other SaaS scanners are very rules-based. So check it out. My team's going to be using this. This is Arco. It's a free tool that you can use now. But I'd love to hear people's opinions and comments on what they think the future of AppSec scanning is. Do we really, do we want more IDE type scanners like Arco, or do we want them more post-commit? Do we want them in CI/CD pipelines, etc.? And not only that, how does everyone feel about your own scanner that writes the code, builds the code, comes up with lots of it, and then scans it for security findings and vulnerabilities? Are we going to trust that? I don't think regulators are going to. I can see it being an absolute due diligence nightmare anyway. Let's get into AppSec. The industry's not dead. The industry's even higher demand than before because of the amount of security vulnerabilities and bad code being written. But the question is, what's the technology space going to look like in this?